Almighty and merciful God, Father of all men, Creator and ruler of the universe, Lord of history, whose designs are inscrutable, whose glory is without blemish, whose compassion for the errors of men is inexhaustible, in your will is our peace. Mercifully hear this prayer which rises to you from the tumult and desperation of a world in which you are forgotten, in which your name is not invoked, your laws are derided, and your presence is ignored. Because we do not know you, we have no peace. From the heart of an eternal silence, you have watched the rise of empires and have seen the smoke of their downfall. You have seen Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Greece, and Rome, once powerful, carried away like the sand in the wind. You have witnessed the impious fury of 10,000 fratricidal wars, in which great powers have torn whole continents to shreds in the name of peace and justice. And now our nation itself stands in imminent danger of a war the like of which has never been seen. This nation, dedicated to freedom, not to power, has obtained through freedom a power it did not desire. In seeking by that power to defend its freedom, it is enslaved by the processes and policies of power. Must we wage a war we do not desire? A war that can do us no good, and which our very hatred of war forces us to prepare? A day of ominous decision has now dawned on this free nation. Armed with a titanic weapon and convinced of our own right, we face a powerful adversary, armed with the same weapon, equally convinced that he is right. In this moment of destiny, this moment we never foresaw, we cannot afford to fail. Our choice of peace or war may decide our judgment and publish it in an eternal record. In this fatal moment of choice in which we might begin the patient architecture of peace, we may also take the last step across the rim of chaos. Save us then from our obsessions. Open our eyes, dissipate our confusions, teach us to understand ourselves and our adversary. Let us never forget that sins against the law of love are punished by loss of faith, and those without faith stop at no crime to achieve their ends. Help us to be masters of the weapons that threaten to master us. Help us to use our science for peace and plenty, not for war and destruction. Show us how to use atomic power to bless our children's children, not to blight them. Save us from the compulsion to follow our adversaries in all that we most hate, confirming them in their hatred and suspicion of us. Resolve our inner contradictions, which now grow beyond belief and beyond bearing. They are at once a torment and a blessing, for if you had not left us the light of conscience, we would not have to endure them. Teach us to be long-suffering in anguish and insecurity. Teach us to wait and trust. Grant light, grant strength and patience to all who work for peace, to this Congress, our President, our military forces, and our adversaries. Grant us prudence in proportion to our power, wisdom in proportion to our science, humaneness in proportion to our wealth and might, and bless our earnest will to help all races and peoples to travel in friendship with us along the road to justice, liberty, and lasting peace. But grant us above all to see that our ways are not necessarily your ways, that we cannot fully penetrate the mystery of your designs, and that the very storm of power now raging on this earth reveals your hidden will and your inscrutable decision. Grant us to see your face in the lightning of this cosmic storm. O God of holiness, merciful to men, grant us to seek peace where it is truly found, In your will, O God, is our peace. Amen. This was a prayer that was written by Father Thomas Merton and was read in the House of Representatives by Congressman Frank Kowalski on April the 12th, 1962, Wednesday in Holy Week. It's found on pages 268 to 270 of The Nonviolent Alternative, the very last word of the book on peace. A prayer that is unfortunately even more so today necessary for us to pray. A prayer that the monks who are walking right now through North Carolina are praying with me. Everybody, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, pagan, if you desire peace, you pray this with me, and I pray it with you.